Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the last round of the Wild Rift Open 2. For today, we are here for the lower bracket round 4. We have Alliance E-Gaming FE going up against Nexplay Tempest. Of course, FSL is supported by Yahoo and presented by Intel as well. And yeah, we are here for the last game. We've seen Nexplay Tempest in our first round, and they really dominated their opponents. And now we find them in the lower bracket going up against Alliance E-Gaming FE.
Yeah, and the loser here will be eliminated, so we have to see whether Nexplay manages to have a chance at defending their title, not even defend their title because they
Yeah.
have to get there first. Looks like they have fallen to the lower bracket, which could mean that they either fight all the way through or they just get knocked out right here by Alliance.
Yeah, that's right. Fighting all the way through is the only way to go, Tanya. Of course, Alliance E-Gaming FE also in the lower bracket, they definitely are playing for their chance at winning this tournament as well. And if you are able to knock out the current champion, then you must be feeling pretty good about going into the next round, right?
Yeah, for sure. It will be a big win for Alliance here. Of course, we are not going to count out Nexplay at all because their bot lane are challenger.
Of
And we
course.
saw Chavi just carry the game through on Tristana right at the start of the day on in game one. And right now here they have to pull out all the stops. So interested to see whether they change up their team composition, whether they bring out something a little bit more unorthodox,
Yeah.
or are they going to stick to that traditional AD carry and play around her?
And that's right. In the finals of the previous Wild Rift Open, we saw Chabi pick up the Draven. Don't think that's gonna be happening right now. Chabi just gonna opt for the Cork instead.
Excited about this. She hovered this in the very first game, if you remember, and is picking that over the Tristana. So
Yeah.
Alliance see that and be like, okay, we are going to take Tristana instead. Something that the PH teams tend to favor. And Gragas also open, but haven't seen much success on Gragas despite him being one of the best picks right now in the meta.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't see a success from Gragas in the top lane. We didn't see success from Gragas playing AP in the jungle either. So really interesting to see if Alliance are gonna be able to bring this one forward. Nexplay Tempest are gonna reply with a Vi as well as the Lux pick, something we haven't seen yet today.
Vi, we did see her combo with Tristana, got the bot lane ahead in game one, so looks like they are sticking to that. Alliance as well, a very standard team composition with good AoEs from Gragas, and if they lock in this Wukong, give them some options, especially Ari with that charm. They have quite a lot of potential to pick off someone on Nexplay, but Nexplay has quite a good peel away comp, I would call it, because Corki, Janna, and now Lux. And Lux can even be played support. Obviously, she's not going to support here, but it just signifies how strong her second skill is, her shield. So it's not just Janna shield, they also have to face Lux shield, and on top of that, there's barrier. So it's
That's
gonna
right.
be a bit hard for Alliance to burst anyone down realistically if Nexplay play this out well.
Yep,
And they are
look at
gonna
the number of barriers. Actually, just wanted to point out on Nexplay side versus Alliance E-Gaming side.
Yes, three barriers. Only one on Tristana on Alliance. Instead, Ari and Gragas opting for the Ignite. I think they also rounded off their team composition with Camille, who again, curiously fell through all the way to the bans. So it's gonna be a lane Camille and a jungle Vi.
That's right. We're gonna be loading up for the final game of the day. It's Alliance E-Gaming FE going up against Nexplay Tempest. Again, reminder to our viewers that we are now in the lower bracket. So one loss and you are out of contention. Both teams right now
Nexplay.
fighting for
Yep.
their chances.
Just realized that we have a Charmander on the Wild Rift.
Oh yes, we do have a Charmander on the Wild Rift indeed. And she is the one who is leading the charge right now. Alliance FE are going in as 4. standing in this bush. Hellgirl currently backing off.
Oh, but gets spotted
Yeah.
out.
Yep. They sweep away this ward as well. Janna, as you can see from Nexplay, is replying that with wards of her own. Gonna be clearing out that ward as well onto the red buff.
So it is Alliance who instigate this lane swap. They use their Braum for early level 1 pressure to invade into the top side, but I'm not sure if that's really what they wanted to get out of it. They hid in the bush thinking they could have caught the Camille. Instead, Camille was just going to help her jungler start the buff, and in the end, they don't actually deny Nexplay anything. At the very most with this swap, they are making it a little bit harder for Camille to farm up.
Yeah, but this is also advantages for Nexplay because they can then send their Vi down bot lane to potentially get a dive on this Gragas, who's already forced to take his honey fruit. And they are slowly building a wave as well.
Yeah, we are gonna have to keep an eye on which team actually gets the most out of this lane swap. Because it really didn't do much for Alliance at first. But of course, their intention is just to get Tristana ahead as fast as possible.
But look at the Vi right here. Telegraphed move. Gonna be getting ready to dive this bottom lane. Gragas is only level 2 already. Aggro is gonna be picked up by Gia right there, who tanks one more shot, and that's just enough. Chabi gonna pick up the first blood, and that is exactly what Nexplay Tempest wants.
Wow,
Ooh,
so
yo,
close there. Just had
spicy.
to expend the heal at the very last second.
Spicy stuff right there. But that means that as of now, Nexplay have benefited more from the lane swap because they're able to dive this Gragas and they're able to get a kill onto Chabi.
It's an Wukong jungle, which we haven't seen much success on today as well. I think it was only one game where it was successful. It was a tank bruiser Wukong build. But again, it is the same story, right? If you draft Wukong jungle, you're not gonna see that much early action. It is on the Vi to make these early game plays, which he did. And Nexplay, again, trying to feed that Corki. Already with 1 kill, went back, got the tier. It's gonna be really happy to farm that up, stack that up. And they might just repeat that once again.
The thing is that now Vi has the ultimate. We know that Gragas has no sums either. So Chabi is just gonna push this one in. Looks like Vi is really postured and ready for this. They know how to juggle aggro really well as well. The Sword Battery just coming out, and that's gonna be an easy kill there. Okay, that right there was a face plant into the wall, and very unfortunate. But still more gold onto Chabi. Meanwhile, a solo kill actually coming out there from the Lux, able to take Ari out.
Is that a caster curse, just as you said that they juggle aggro really well? They did not in that time. That Wukong can't really do much here, just trying to hold a wave, but nothing is gonna stop Chavi at the moment, and she's gonna be a big problem for Alliance to deal with as the game goes on.
Yeah, and as you can see, they are the ones right now with the advantage because they sent the Gragas up to the top lane, but Camille has actually been doing just fine. Hellgirl has been doing a pretty good job there. Not exactly having a hell of a time, but level 7 compared to the level 5 of the Gragas means she's doing a lot better. And in the bot lane as well, Chabi has a kill and assist, so she is also ahead. And she has the package now for this first dragon.
Lux as well ahead, looking at the items, already completed Ludens, while Ari is still in the components.
This right now is the 3rd time that Vi has appeared in the bot lane. This might be a bit far forward though. The Braum passive ultimately is not proc, but the bomb will trigger, and now Chabi and Gia have to run away. Is Chabi gonna be able to make it out of this one? That's gonna be the barrier as well as the redemption. And so much damage being replied by the Wukong. Ari is the one tanking up that turret, and Chabi able to fire back onto the enemies on Alliance FE, and wow! That binding into the auto attack there. Ray is on a killing spree.
And Ray didn't even flinch when the charm came out. She just continued walking straight and landed the vine for the kill. I think that could have been a lot more cleaner from Nexplay. The reason why it didn't go so well at first is because they didn't have mid lane prio. Ray was actually being pushed in. She just needed to clear that wave before the rest of the team start the fight. But nonetheless, I think Alliance as well, even though started off that fight well, chased a little bit too far down to Nexplay's turret and paid some of the price.
That's right. Nexplay. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you're getting Chubby more fed. Oh wow, Gregor's forced to flash over the wall, but this Camille just chopping away there. The explosive cast, you can't escape the Hex ultimate to the fight. You let the Gregors escape. There's no time to talk about that though, because in bot lane, Chubby has finally gone down. Vi tries to go back in for the Vault Breaker, but it's not going to be enough. Ray, however, has shown up. Is the binding going to land? That's going to be a combo most likely. Oh, actually, she doesn't have the ultimate there. No final spark. And maybe walking a little far forward there. Gonna tank up quite a lot of damage. Actually gonna get stunned. And Tristana over the wall there. Gia keeping her mid laner alive with the Monsoon. Nexplay really playing to their limits right now.
They played until they had no more mana, and neither side could really punish. So, looked like they were trying to push their limits there, but at the end of the day, they did get the turret. It's funny that Alliance is the one who instigated the lane swap, and yet they are the ones who are trailing in gold, because you expect that the reason why they want to lane swap is to get Tristana ahead, is to dive the enemy solo later, but it's Nexplay who is the one who is doing that.
Oh boy, there's gonna be another engagement right here. Chubby just gonna take out that Ahri really quickly. Tristana tried to jump in, and I don't know if that was a very good move there. Wukong coming in with the knockup, but the rest of your team is already gone, my friend. Looks like you might share their fate as well. Gotta go down the GA. Let's see if Ray can time this binding. Oh, it was missed, but it really doesn't matter at all because Chubby just possesses so much damage. Meanwhile, Helgo in this 1v1 with the Gregors right there. The explosive cast is gonna keep him alive, but Nexplay are starting to run away with a very big goal lead at this point.
Back from Nexplay, they got their AD carry ahead early, and this Lux, these bindings have been so crucial. Getting the solo kill into mid lane and then translating that into the side lane.
Yeah,
so right now Nexplay is just gonna tower down yet another turret from bot lane to mid lane to top, and they have opened up the map.
Something that I find a little odd is that Alliance are the ones who initiated the lane swap, but the Gregor still took an offensive summoner, the Ignite. Perhaps if he had the barrier there, I think the dive would not have gone through. But despite knowing that he's going to be in a 1v2 situation, he still picks the offensive summoner. That could be something for them to think about in the future. Chubby was brought pretty far ahead thanks to the early bot lane shenanigans as well.
Vi already has the GA.
Yep, and Vi is going in onto the Ahri right now. Can Spirit Rush do enough? Well, we don't see it, but the answer is no. It's like those. It's like a murder scene, in the movie where they cut away from the murder. That's exactly what's happening right there. But Wukong, unfortunately, okay, we're not gonna see his murder for now.
Yeah, Nexplay, knowing that Vi already had the GA, they can go even more ham than they did in the early game. And it's a pleasure really to see them starve the opponents, because other teams have not been as aggressive as them.
Yeah, oh boy. Braum tanking up that binding. They're forced to flash away. And the turret still goes down. The Cloud Dragon is now available. And really, Alliance e-gaming can't do too much about this at all.
Very methodical play from Nexplay. They pressure in mid, they got an HP bar slow, and they summon Herald.
And Wukong is down again. That was a very weird contest there. It was really just the Ahri and the Wukong. And wow, that's a maximum range Hex ultimatum there to find the kill. Chubby, however, is taken down by that maximum stacks on the Tristana bomb. And right now, Alliance e-gaming FE, they've managed to find themselves some space with that kill. But they are still in a very awkward spot.
Yeah, as you said, why are they contesting the dragon when they are 10k gold behind almost?
Yeah.
It's...
Oh
no.
He pays the price. It doesn't even manage to clear out the whole wave. That is just sad.
I feel like at this point in time, when you look at how Alliance is playing and the summoner spells and everything, right, taken into context, I feel like they weren't as prepared for this lane swap as they thought they would be. It feels like it might have been a last-minute decision. Maybe they recognized that they didn't want to go up the 2v2 against Chabi and they will let the Gragas suffer. But Gragas is suffering a little bit too much, and at the same time, Alliance wasn't as aggressive as they
Of suffering right now, Ari once again getting just dived on by this combo of this Vi and this Lux right here. The moment the binding lands, it's over. Wukong as well, gonna drop for the umpteenth time at this point. The Baron is up and Nexplay have just moved straight towards it. Once again, another very strong showing from them. Hellgirl, in fact, just gonna go straight onto the Braum. You're gonna see the true damage come out and wow! Charmander there nearly getting deleted, only to be saved by that ultimate from the Tristana.
Really on Nexplay here to close out the game. They are using the pressure from Hellgirl just to keep the enemies away from Baron. Alliance, their hope is diminishing quite a lot.
Yeah.
Their towers are falling. And they look at the items. Tristana only completed the Infinity Edge, while her counterpart, Corki, already has 3 completed items. Mana Mune as well as the Executioner's Calling.
Yeah, Chabi, the star player of Nexplay Tempest, they're showing very good reasons why she deserves to be in Challenger. With the package right now, just such a menace, really. Level 12 over the level 10s that are Alliance e-gaming FE. Getting caught out once again. That's going to be the Braum ultimate used for really not too much, honestly. And Chabi with the package. It's looking really scary at this point. Hellgirl is just gonna pressure her opponents 1v2 under their own turret. And there's just gonna be an engagement on mid. Chabi just finding 2 kills just like that. Blink and you'll miss it, folks. Hellgirl is gonna be able to take out that Wukong as well, and the Gragas. There's nowhere you can go except back to the fountain, my friend.
And that Lux ultimate came out from Alliance's base.
Tristana, the only one who's left right now, and that's not going to be enough. Nexplay Tempest, they are going to have another shot at defending their championship, and they're going to move on to the next round.
Well, not quite yet. They are still trying to defend, so they do have a couple more rounds to go. But they are still in the game. They are in the lower bracket. Maybe they got a lower bracket buff. You know, this happens to teams sometimes where if you're the defending champion and you get thrown into the lower bracket when everything is on the table, you tend to sometimes perform a lot better.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Every team except for one team will end up in the lower bracket. So, to be fair, there is a substantial chance that you'll end up there no matter what. But right now, clearly, Nexplay Tempest are not kidding around at all. They want to get back and defend their championship again. Look at that damage right there. Chabi as well as Ray Ray actually really showing up this game. Ray Ray was able to find a solo kill at the start of the game on Lux. And from there, the lasers, the final sparks, just really chunking out Alliance e-gaming FE.
It was the story about the lane swap, and the lane swap that was started by Alliance, but yet NXP benefited from that.
Yep.
Again, we saw the Vi playing around Corki, and it just begs the question, right? The more that you see Nexplay, the more that they advance, what are teams going to do about this? Because this is almost no different from when we saw them in Game 1.
Yep.
Even though they may have started in the upper bracket, now in the lower bracket. But it's all about the Chabi. It's the Chabi show.
It is indeed the Chabi show. You can't ban every AD carry, so really need to think of another way to deal with this. Chabi just has such a wide champion pool right now. I think everyone in the lower bracket who is gonna be facing off against Nexplay, they need to really think about what they can do in the next game. It's still gonna be BO1s all the way up to the grand finals. So they've only got one chance at taking down this menace that is Nexplay Tempest.
For sure, and looks like we are going to see more of them. Really excited. We're going to continue on this journey tomorrow because that is the last game of the day.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Once again, this is the FSL Wild Rift Open 2 presented by Intel, supported by Yahoo. I am Gerard, Escape Artist. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Escape Artist. You can find me on Twitter at Escape Artist Casts. You can find me on TikTok, also Escape Artist Casts. Tanya, you want to give your socials a shout out as well?
I mean, I'm Tanya May on practically every platform except TikTok, which is Tanya May Esports.
And that's right. And of course, you can also find her writings on One Esports website, Amanda Tanya May Tan. That's another place that you're not technically just Tanya May, okay? But yeah, she does League of Legends and WoW Rift content as well as some other miscellaneous stuff like Valorant skins and whatnot. So yeah, everyone, from the two of us, take care. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow again for day 2, which would lead up to the grand finals, and we'll find out who wins the WoW Rift Open 2. Stay safe, everyone.